right now. And you have Mr. Prosecutor's videotape to thank for this. The video the Yatagarasu protected. You can't be arrested simply because you're an ambassador. In that case, I thought I'd strip you of that title. You underestimated me, a descendant of the founder of detainment philosophy, Lang Zi. 4,000 years of deeply entrenched connections and networks around the world have really paid off. Oh damn. It can't be. I don't believe this. My ambassadorship has been revoked. Looks like you're finally coming to grips with your new standing. Looks like he's turned docile again. He's probably in shock from the loss of his shield. What a shame. I'd so wanted to use my whip on him. Why is this happening to me? I'm just a hard-working, honest ambassador. Yeah, more so, you're just a smuggler. Do you really think you can still pull that on us now? We've already ripped away the mask and seen you for who you really are, Mr. Alba. Oh, now he's transforming again! Oh, wow. No, I won't be stopped now. He still intends to fight us? So what if I am no longer an ambassador? You still don't have any evidence on me. The fact remains that you cannot arrest me. I'd expect no less from you, the boss of the smuggling ring. Well, the rest is up to you, Mr. Prosecutor. Understood. You say that I killed Mr. Cochin in the theatre? But even if it's true that there was a knife in my bouquet, I left that bouquet in the theatre, so anyone could have taken it out from there and used it, right? Besides, the claim that he was killed here itself is odd. After all, wasn't his body discovered in Babal? Are you claiming that I carried his body all the way over there? Preposterous. I'll be the one to prove whether it's preposterous or not. Ex-Ambassador Alba, are you ready? Because this is no game. This is war. Oh damn. Oh, I like this. So can I actually, like, press on anything now? So that'd be nice if I can. Alright, part 3, here we go. I killed Mr. Cochin in this theatre using a knife that was stuck in my bouquet. I left that bouquet in the theatre. Anyone could have taken the knife from there. Besides, Mr. Cochin's body was discovered in Babal, right? There is no way for me to have transported his body from the theatre to Babal. Look, don't you think you've had enough fun with me? You've already stolen my ambassadorship from me. Would you have me surrender too? You have no plans to ever return to this country, isn't that right? Did you know that a bunch of your subordinates are seeking asylum because of you? As if I care. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, put this guy out of the embassy, and we can finally end everything. I know, and I will give it my all to see that he leaves in handcuffs. Without the title of ambassador, he is just another witness. Yes, just another witness. Oh my god. Alright, what are we waiting for? Let's get this guy. Get him good. I wonder if they understand that all I can do is present evidence to the testimony. Yeah, I can't exactly, like, you know, do much. So, rebuttal. So, right, I'm gonna try pressing this. If it hurts, then I won't press any further. That's right. As I explained earlier, the commemorative photo shows that you had the knife on your personage. You have no proof that the bouquet was prepared by me, isn't that right? Excuse me? The fact that there was a knife in the bouquet was something I wasn't aware of. Yeah, of course. What a pathetic excuse. The weapon that was used is one of your national treasures. It isn't exactly something anyone other than you could touch, let alone take. I allowed some of my trusted subordinates to handle them. It could have been my secretary. You're an even bigger slimeball than I thought. You would push the guilt of Mr. Cochin's murder onto one of your subordinates? In any case, the fact that the knife was in the bouquet means nothing. Okay, so pushing's fine. Pressing even. Yeah, might as well just get some extra dialogue out of it, why not? You still wish to deny your actions? And you still wish to deny reality and accuse me of murder? What? I am not in denial. Even though he's not an ambassador anymore, he's still got a real bad attitude. I believe it's because he's no longer ambassador that he can let himself speak freely. And if he's not holding anything back, then neither should I. Wait! For the sake of the case, please refrain from what I think you're about to do. Quite the pair of frightening women you are, but I digress. What the... Mr. Coachen's body was discovered in Babal. Indeed it was. Even if he was found in Babal, he was killed somewhere else. Stop bluffing, because you can't prove what you're claiming. If this were a court-martial in my country, you'd have already been removed from the room. Are you taunting us on purpose? Because I'd be happy to show you my claws. Jesus. Hold on, Agent Lang. Allow me to fight him my way, with evidence. I was just joking. I'm not so easily ruffled by the likes of him. Too bad. Though I'm no longer an ambassador, it still could have been an international incident. If you'll have the will to threaten us with that mouth of yours, then perhaps you can use it to return the testimony. Very well. But to be fair, you should watch what you say as well. There is no way for me to have transported his body from the theatre to Babal. Bullshit! There's actually a very easy way you could have. I'll do it this way. There we go, with a pushcart. Still Samurai pushed this to Alabas from the dressing room. The bulge is unnatural. Yeah, I've heard that before. Alright. So there you go. The bulge is so large because of the bloody body. Actually, I do believe there was a way to transport the body out of the theatre. Perhaps you should give this a look. What is that supposed to be? Security footage? It's footage from a security camera that captured the state of the immigration area. Should I congratulate you on getting your hands on it? Just letting you know that we're not the only ones watching your every move. Thank you for the warning. Now, if you could take a good look at this section here. There's some peer inside the pushcart. Do you know what's causing it? Should I? Because I don't. In that case, allow me to enlighten you. This is the cause of the unnatural lump under the cloth in the pushcart. Yeah, that. I'm surprised that the key wasn't taken from his person, though. What is the meaning of showing me that? It's to say that the unnatural bulge in the pushcart is Mr. Coachen's body. You had the Steel Samurai wheel his body away from the real crime scene. What a guess! But I wonder if you have any evidence to support it. I admit that for now it is but a hypothesis, however... If you can't prove it, then I'm afraid I must be on my way. I don't have any more time to play with you people. Gumshoe! Oh my god, he found it! He found the cart! What a badass! So it took so long, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Gummy? Detective Gumshoe, is that the Steel Samurai's pushcart? Yes, sir. I found it in the open-air stage area. So that's where you went. The detective spirit that Pops left me with. I thought I'd follow my gut and go with it, sir. So, Mr. Edgeworth, is this worth anything to the case? Yes. It just might play a major role in solving this case, detective. Our Gumshoe's such a good detective. He always comes through at the right moment. But something isn't right. I thought that the entire samurai family was in Alabast. Where exactly in the open-air stage area did you find this pushcart? I found it just lying there at the edge of the stage, sir. Oh! Well, let's leave that for now and examine the inside, detective. Yes, sir. Alright, I'm actually examining it. This is a bit... What the hell, that's bright. Jesus. Woo! It's... blood. This must be Mr. Coachen's blood. Which only goes to prove that Mr. Coachen's body was indeed transported by this pushcart. Uh-oh! I believe you understand what this means, correct? You killed Mr. Coachen at this theatre, then placed his body inside this pushcart. And then... you forced the Steel Samurai to unwittingly move the body for you. I forced him to move the body into Alabast? What nonsense. Why would I bother to do such a thing? Objection! you were scheduled to make a speech in Alabast, meaning it was difficult for you to make a stop in Babal. However, what if you moved the body to Alabast? Because it was your embassy, you could keep an eye on it and tamper with the evidence. And then you smuggled it out of Alabast. No! Goddamn. If I can show you how you move the body from Alabast to Babal, then I win. But you can't. The security between the two countries is incredibly tight. I'll be the one to judge whether I can or cannot prove it. So I ask you to provide us with testimony regarding your movements after your return to Alabast. Oh ho ho, we're getting there. Miles Edgeworth, have you figured it out? Do you know how the body was moved? To be honest, I have nothing to support my hypothesis at this time. However, I don't believe I've made a mistake in my logic up to this point. Which means there is no question that can't be answered, right? The Prima Duck statue was smuggled successfully through a brief flight through the air. So why shouldn't there be an answer as to how the body was moved? Which means that there must be a logic flaw somewhere I can exploit. Alrighty, time for another testimony. Movements in Alabast. After I returned to Alabast, I had my picture taken with the Steel Samurai, shaking hands. Then, just as I was about to start my speech, the Yatagarasu appeared. I feared for the national treasures, so I raced back to my office. Is that all? Yes, that's all. It looks like you left out a few things. Such as the murder of Damask II. Furthermore, you left out the part about meeting with me in your office. Ah, those trifling matters. I don't believe I need to speak of those things again. I do so hate to waste time. What? Is not every life precious? Do you really need me to answer that for you? People like you cannot be allowed to wander freely through society. Then you'd better try hard, because I doubt you'll find a single contradiction. He's really full of himself, isn't he? Yes, he is. How can he be so confident at a time like this? Come, don't be shy. Go ahead and ask whatever you'd like. Movements in Alabast. After I returned to Alabast, I had my picture taken with the Steel Samurai. So why was it only with the Steel Samurai? I thought the Pink Princess was also around. The Pink Princess was suffering from a bad hip at the time, and the doctors recommended that she rest. Wow, so you do have a soft side after all. The pain of a bad hip. I suppose none of you can really understand how it feels. Oh, so you tend to strain your back as well, huh? But isn't that just because you're normally all hunched over? You did need to keep up the act no matter what, I suppose. The point of this is not to discuss my back problems. For about 15 minutes after our handshake, I was in my office preparing for the speech. That Yatagarasu trick was just a trick that you had set up. A most amusing joke, and how do you propose that I set it up? If you really want to know, I can explain it in detail for you. You arranged the spotlights in the Rose Garden so that when you were to take the stage, the audience would see the Yatagarasu's shadow. Oh, that is an interesting tale. Sadly, it has nothing to do with me. You! What's it going to take for you to fess up to anything? Very well then, let's move on to a different question. After the Yatagarasu appeared, what was the state of the Rose Garden? Everyone took refuge inside the embassy. I even helped with the effort. And then once everyone was inside, well... I feared for the national treasure, so I raced back to my office. And what happened after you returned to your office? I don't want to keep on repeating this, however, upon my return I had that stroke of bad luck and bumped into Masked Man. And I don't want to keep on repeating this either. But his name was Damask II. Who cares what he was called? By the time he got to the Prima Duck statue, that he was supposed to steal, he had already been swapped with the fake, or for the fake. Talk about an unlucky man. Being bludgeoned to death with a fake statue. What the hell? This one camera's really letting her whip fly now. I think the scary part is her silence whilst doing it. She must be at the limit of her patience as well. But physical attacks are meaningless here. Only evidence will suffice. Uh-oh. I can't find a single flaw in his argument. At this rate, I won't be able to prove that he is actually guilty of anything. Are we finished here? Miles Edgeworth, can you not come up with how the body was moved to Babal? Sir. Mr. Edgeworth. Even after proving so much, is he going to get away with it? Is this the end? Again? Man, this has happened like 3 times. Oh, somebody else. Is this Larry? It appears that we arrived just in time. Would be a great honour if you would allow us to be allies in battle. Evil Magistrate, it is time for you to pay. Oh my god. What a timely appearance. It's the Steel Samurai? No, you're mistaken, for I am the Steel Samurai Daddy, married man of Near World Tokyo. And this is Pink Princess Mommy. Oh god, it's all bag. Ugh. Edgy Foo! The 2 people that I wanted to see the least. Larry! What are you 2 doing here? Way to show your gratitude, Edgy. We just wanted to help, yeesh. I'm gonna get the bad guy with a single thrust of my samurai spear. Go away. How can you be so mean to us, Edgy Foo? All 3 of us came to lend a hand, and this is how you treat us? Well, isn't this grand? And I see they managed to find the Iron Infant. Does that really matter right now? Hey. Is it just me, or is the Iron Infant completely soaked? Oh yeah. I found him in Babal, but he was in the middle of the pool. That's how it was moved. The pool. Wait a second. Larry, go back to what you just said. Huh? Oh, it appears that we made it. Not that far back. Something about finding the Iron Infant in Babal. And he found it in a pool? I don't recall there being one in Babal. Oh, that. Well, I was in Alabast the whole time, so I have no idea how the Iron Infant wound up in Babal. I thought I had lost him in the Rose Garden, but I guess maybe this cute kid can swim, huh? Wait, what? Larry, you lost the Iron Infant in the Rose Garden. Are you sure about that? Yeah, I'm sure. But I found him in... That's enough, Larry. Oh! The Iron Infant that Larry lost managed to move between the 2 countries. Furthermore, the Iron Infant was found soaked in the middle of the pool. This is what I've been looking for. It's another smuggling route between the countries. The key to the route the Iron Infant took to travel from Alabast is... bilateral symmetry. Oh, that's right. This embassy was built with bilateral symmetry in mind. Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir? There's a location I wish for you to examine post-haste. It is where I believe the route used to smuggle Mr. Cochin's body lies. Does something like that really exist, sir? An embassy built on bilateral symmetry. Meaning, this is where we need to examine. I don't know if it really like, here? That should be fine, I hope. Yes, sir. I'll be back before you know it. It's too late. It doesn't matter now what you do. It's all a waste of time. How long's gonna stop you all the time? You will stay here with us and wait. This is Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, it's here, sir. There's a reservoir here, just like in the Rose Garden. Well, what do you know? Just as I suspected. What is it? The 2 sides of this embassy are mirror images of each other. Which means that there is also a pool at the corresponding location on the Babalese side. Mr. Cochin's body was moved into Babal through the pool in Alabast. Oh damn. Avoiding the topic with a vague answer like that is unbecoming of a prosecutor. If you don't mind, I'd like to see more physical proof, if you have any. In due time. The Iron Infant is positively soaked in water. Why do you think that is? It's because he was fished out of a pool, and not just any pool, it was the Babalese one. I think it's pretty obvious at this point what must be true. Aha! The water reservoirs in the two courtyards are connected. And where is your proof that the two sides are connected? The proof is right there before your eyes. The half-drowned Iron Infant. What? This blasted doll! Also, if you really want to see me play Monster Hunter World, watch my streams of it. There's like 30 of them. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm back! Hey! Don't tell me, you guys figured everything out without me. We did, thanks to this hero of justice's son. Even if he is just a doll, he managed to help foil the villain. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Look, I don't want to say this, but it's kinda unlikely that the body just happened to have passed on through to Babal. This guy's a doll, and he's small, so I can believe it made it, but he has a point. Yes, that's right. I'm glad someone here understands. Mr. Edgeworth, are you going to next propose that a dead body can swim through a pipe? You see, Mr. Prosecutor? Our chase after this man is far from over. Agent Lang. Why is he helping Mr. Alba out now? He's not. He realized a flaw in my argument and is helping to move the logic along. In which case, I should return the favour and find an answer. And another thing. Mr. Cochin's body was found in his office in Babal. So what happened to his body after it was transported to the open-air stage? Mr. Alba had an accomplice in Babal, remember? You mean Sheena? Yeah. With her there, you can see how it was possible to move the body up to the office. Are you seriously claiming that she swam through the connecting pipe with the body? The stories are separate, but there's not really an overarching story. Each game has its own self-contained story. Essentially all you get if you play through the games in order is callbacks to certain cases and references to certain characters. And also references to certain cases. But they are all related technically. But the story is contained within each game. So it's not like there's a massive story that goes over all the games. Although technically the Ace Attorney investigations are slightly different than the Ace Attorney games. Because it's a spin-off and you play as a prosecutor as opposed to a defense attorney. And they play out entirely differently. He's right, Miss Sheena would drown if she did that. It's hard to imagine that she swam through the connecting pipe. Looks like your hypothesis about how the body was moved is still only half-baked. In the end, it's all just the befuddled musings of an accusatory man. Now then, I believe you should give up and allow me passage. Because from the start there was no feasible method of transporting the body. What? Mr. Prosecutor. Recall Sheena's movements. What was happening in the embassy around the time Miss Sheena was in Babal? If only there was a way to get rid of the water in the pool. Oh, the fires! Get rid of the water? That's it. No, I believe this time we really are done, right? Oh, I object. And I object hard. Unfortunately for you, it's far from over, Mr. Alba. You are a most persistent man. Are you saying that you've thought of a way to move the body through the water? Move the body through the water? That's completely unrelated to how it was done. Excuse me? The reason I say that is because there wasn't any water there at the time. What do you mean there wasn't any water? Just what it sounds like. Tonight's events made it possible to drain the water, allowing the body to be moved. Do I have evidence of fires? Oh, there we go. Fires in Babal. Tonight, the Atagarasu set fire to a variety of locations in the Babalese embassy. In order to put the fires out, much of the reservoir's water was used. Of course, when the water was used, the reservoir's water level went down. If enough water was drained, the connecting pipe could be used to traverse the border. So what? The water level went down? The reservoirs were connected? Does any of this matter? You can't prove any of this. Pretending to be ignorant won't work with me. We both know what kind of situation we're in right now. Even in a game, there comes a critical game-changing moment. A moment in which you hit a wall that must be overcome, or that you must overcome in order to beat the game. I haven't lost yet. I found the route you used to smuggle the body, and that route will lead to your defeat. Even if all the water was used by the firefighting effort, you still can't really call that a smuggling route. I know that. I should have figured that you would notice. Hey, Mr. Alba, how deep are those pools anyway? I'll have you know those pools are extremely deep. There are no ladders or footholds along the way either. It would be difficult for Sheena to hold the body and climb out of the pool. Ladders or footholds along the walls? There was no need for such things. What do you mean? If one were to use a certain something, they could go up or down in the pool at will. Oh, it looks like you've got an answer already. Well, what are you waiting for, Mr. Prosecutor? Enlighten us already. The way in which Machina and the body were able to rise up to the ground level. If there was a way to control the water level, that could be the way the body was moved. This was used so that the body and Machina could move up and down in the pool. Ah. The fountain spouts. Auto refills when the water level is too low. Mr. Alba used the fountain spouts, in a manner of speaking. He used the fountain spouts? How so? The water level in the pools can be controlled by opening and closing the spouts. Machina and the body were lifted upward by their buoyancy in water. The fire on the Babalese side and the firefighting effort. These were set in motion, all for the sake of smuggling Mr. Cochin's body. Oh damn. Shall I show you where the final destination of my train of logic leads? First, Mr. Alba closed the fountain spouts in advance in preparation of things to come. Then he took the pushcart that was brought to the Rose Garden and pushed it along with the Iron Infant and Mr. Cochin's body into the pool. At this time, Machina was busy conveniently starting the first fire in Babal. She then made for the open-air stage's pool to wait for the firefighting effort to begin. When the firefighters used the water in that pool, the water level went down. And by the time the fire was put out, the pipe between the two pools was exposed. This is when she pushed the pushcart from Alabast into Babal. Once that was accomplished, Mr. Alba simply opened the fountain spouts once more. And the water level rose up to its original level along with Machina and the body. After that, Machina used the pushcart to carry the body up to the Secretariat's office. There is an elevator in the embassy after all, so you see, even with her small frame she could have easily transported Mr. Cochin's body. And that wraps up my thorough explanation on how the body was moved. Well, ex-Ambassador Alba, what do you think? Not so untouchable without your precious extraterritorial rights to protect you, are you? I knew you could do it, Mr. Edgeworth. Way to fight back. You accused me of moving the body across the country lines. But when you get down to the nitty-gritty, you don't have what it takes to indict me. The nitty-gritty? What does the old man want now? Proof. I believe is what he seeks. Yes, proof. Without any, who is to say whether or not any of what you said really happened? He wants proof? What are we going to do, Mr. Edgeworth? There is no need to worry. I've had all the proof we needed all along. The body wasn't the only thing to go through the pool's connecting pipe tonight. Just as Detective Gumshoe found the pushcart in the open-air stage area, so too did I find one other item there. And that piece of evidence is what will prove that the pools were the smuggling route. This was another thing that was smuggled over to Babal's open-air stage area. I think... yeah, this hasn't been used. Found at the open-air stage. Looks like a guitar pick. It was also wet for some reason. Boom. What exactly is this? You have no idea, do you? This little piece that I found on the Babalese side will be your undoing. Fucking hell. A guitar pick? Would you care to explain how that is going to do me in, as it were? Much to your chagrin. Chagrin? Perhaps, but that is... oh, this is not a guitar pick. What? This is something I found at the open-air stage, which was transported with the body. I naturally assumed that you would recognize it, since you took a photo with it after all. But since you don't, allow me to fill you in on what I found at the stage actually belongs to. So... wait. It's not that, is it? Motif petals are separate. Oh, that's what it is! Yeah, I've just realised. It's a petal from this. I didn't realise they came off. I mean, I can't really see them. But yeah, it's a petal. Oh! Ha ha ha! There we go. Let's take a good look at the murder weapon that was used to kill Manny-Kojin. Right. I only picked the pick because I've not used it on anything else.